and all my respective participants. Uh, Amidst the pandemic, district administration Roopnagar had developed severe acute malnourished progressive and accentuated nurturing application for quickly identifying the malnourished children in our district. What was the need behind coming up with this application was that we did some amount of skill mapping, and it was then that it incurred that our Anganwadi workers, supervisors, child development and protection officers were not proficient enough in reading the growth monitoring charts and categorizing children as severely acute malnourished, moderately acute malnourished, underweight, or stunted. And what we need to keep in mind over here is that when they are recruited, they are 10th pass graduates. They're not very proficient in reading meticulously the growth monitoring charts that were earlier available towards them. And amidst the pandemic, when the supplementary nutrition program was halted because our Anganwadis were shut down, pan-India cases of malnourishment were increasing remarkably. And there was adequate amount of coverage of that in the media as well. And it was then that it incurred that our district's figures were relatively static. So we did need assessment for the same, that we did some amount of skill mapping, that whether our Anganwadi workers are rightly categorizing children or not. And we saw that maintenance of physical records was also a cumbersome process amidst this thing, because it was firstly time consuming, and since it was there was some amount of skill gap as well, it was error ridden as well. The recording and monitoring methodology was also making it hard for identifying cases of malnourishment in our district. So to counter that, we partnered with IIT Roopnagar to develop this application in which we just enter 3 basic fields of a child, which is the age, the weight, and the height of a child. And then based on the algorithm of the application, the application categorizes a child as severely acute malnourished, moderately acute malnourished, underweight, or stunted. This is an insight into what the application looks like. If you see right here, the first image is the home page. An Anganwadi worker has to go to the option of new child and do a very easy data entry. It is also available in our vernacular language, that is Punjabi. And right after the entry of data, it hardly takes a few seconds to categorize children under the 3 categories, as can be seen in the third image, which reflects the automated result. One of the cutting edge features that we've introduced over here is the feature of data sharing, because we witnessed that it was a very cumbersome process earlier, and it had to go through multiple levels, wherein first the child would be categorized as Sam, and then it would go to the CDPO, then it would go to the district program officer, then it would reach out to the district deputy commissioner. And from there, it will be, once it reaches the administration, it will be shared with the Rashtriya Bal Suraksha Karyakram doctors. So this entire chain was very cumbersome and time consuming. What we ensured was, as soon as one entry was done, the data was shared with all the stakeholders in the district. So it helped us save time on a multiplicity of levels. Moving on, since this was a very new initiative, it required extensive training and very strategic training program. So what we did was that initially we held a district level master training program, wherein the most digitally proficient Anganwadi workers and supervisors were called up, and they were we just tried to gauge that what is the kind of skill gap that we are trying to cover up. And we prepared video training modules and of course in-person testing modules with sample entries of severe acute malnourishment, moderate acute malnourishment, stunted, and underweight cases. And it was then that we felt that yes, there was merit in our project, because we received a lot of validation from our Anganwadi workers and supervisors that this was saving them a lot of time. And once this exercise was done, we started holding block level training programs. And further, it was decentralized up to the level of circle level training programs, wherein the Anganwadi supervisors who handle about 12 to 14 Anganwadi centers, a cluster of Anganwadi centers, I would say, a training level from the administration was held up to that level. And then supervisors were made as master trainers for field level training programs. They called up all the Anganwadi workers that came under their ambit of operations. And it was then that all our Anganwadi workers were adequately trained in operating on this application. There were several problems with the manual system that we were facing earlier. There was extensive data recording which had to go in, and the amount of concerns that we had regarding the inaccurate measurement of height and weight of children was remarkable. Why? Because we have representation from Sikh community in our district as well. So something as basic as removing the patka of a Sikh child, there were certain Anganwadi workers who were not doing that earlier. And while we are measuring the weight also of a child who is between the age group of 0 to 3 years, we have to take an average of 3 measures, but Anganwadi workers were doing just 1. Why do we require to take 3? Because the child is so agile. There is so much movement while we are weighing them. So the weight actually changes, and it can actually wrongly categorize a child as normal if he or she was earlier falling into SAM, MAM, underweight or stunted category. Then there was issue in miscalculating the age of the child as well. Why? Because the categorization of age is done in months. And we are talking about people who have to, in some Anganwadi centers, calculate the age of children, about 80 children or 90 children. So how do we ensure that there is efficiency of data? We just ensure that they just have to enter the date of birth of a child, and the app's algorithm will automatically calculate the age in months. And of course, the complexities that were involved in maintaining the physical registers was also hampering interdepartmental communication. So what we wanted to do away with was that we wanted this application to completely substitute these registers, so that there is a lot of time that is saved in maintaining these registers for quick reference. These are the certain benefits that the new method had ensured for our communities. Firstly, we reduce the workload of our Anganwadi workers, because this app is allowing them more time to devote to their other important tasks as well. Then, of course, there was efficiency in data collection. As I just mentioned that earlier, there were issues. Yes, sir.
Tushar, we know all these things. You know, when you do automation, all these things automatically happen. You tell us more about the project. How did you go about it? What challenges you faced? And what are your future roadmap? We're more interested in that.
All right, sir. So, sir, to begin with, the challenges were, of course, that we knew that the figures for that we were receiving, they were not accurate, because Pan India, when the supplementary nutrition program was halted, the figures for malnourished children was remarkably increasing. But our district, in 3 months, when the supplementary nutrition program was halted in the month of September to December, we were receiving static figures. There was no increase in SAM cases. There was very minuscule increase in the number of moderately acute malnourished cases. And when we did skill mapping, we were facing a lot of challenges that how do we use the existing training modules, existing growth monitoring registers to ensure efficient data collection. But it was then that it incurred that if we automate the entire process, first, we will be ensuring that there is the data collection is quickened, the data collection gets more efficient, and there are multiple levels that are skipped. Alongside that, one of the biggest challenges was the digital proficiency of our Anganwadi workers. It is definitely very limited. So it was very essential that we ensure that, yes, in today's everyone, even the Anganwadi workers, we were surprised. They knew how to do Facebook posts. They knew how to navigate on Instagram. So what we did was we kept the user interface very friendly to a person who has limited digital proficiency. it was as simple as just uploading a picture on WhatsApp. It was as simple as doing an entry on a Google form. So there were a lot of complex ideas that had earlier come in, but the interaction that we had with the stakeholders, there was a lot of feedback that we received. We kept on evolving this application in a manner that is very user friendly for people who are majorly comfortable in communicating and reading in vernacular language as well. Earlier, this application was built in English only, but then it incurred, yes, the purpose would be failed if someone else has to do the entry again and not the Anganwadi worker herself. So we introduced we translated the entire application in Punjabi. Sir, I would also want to acquaint you with the impact that we ended up creating due to this particular intervention. Was that, of course, there was an enhanced awareness about age appropriate and adequacy of nutrition amongst parents, which was earlier not there. There are several mental health issues that are also prevailing. What we found was that there was a very noticeable linkage between how the mental health of the mother was and what were the impact of what were the impact of that on a child's socio-emotional learning, her nutritional status, and other things, and of course the poverty status of the family as well. So what it helped us do was that once we identified the children, we shared the nutritional status of the child, and we shared that if you intervene, if you help the government system also intervene by assisting us in providing them double diet under the supplementary nutrition program, which is according to the government's mandate, then yes, the nutritional status of the child will improve. And of course, we entered maintaining a proper nutrition for their child in the priority list of the parents, because these are agrarian families, these are tillers, these are farmers majorly, and they have so much labor to do, and after a taxing day at work, they are unable
to conclude now.
All right, sir.
Because you are stepping the time.
All right. So sorry for that. And so, of course, there were economic implications also that we witnessed, that a healthier child would mean lesser expenditure on healthcare. There were systemic improvements, like I said, that on a multiplicity of levels, we were able to ensure data flow quite quickly. And environmentally also, we have completely switched to a digital format, saving a lot of paper thereby. And so this is the increase that we saw. Initial findings in the October of 2020 were that we had only 10 severe acute malnourished cases after the Sampan app was introduced. It reached the figure of 358, and similarly for MAM cases from 342 it increased to 787. And scalability, of course, we have mapped it entirely. At least in Punjab, we have already ensured that since it's available in vernacular language, sir, so it can be easily scaled up to all the 23 districts in Punjab. And there are no extra resources that are required. We only need to do entries of the Anganwadi centers and create login credentials for Anganwadi workers, and then it can easily be scaled up. And the new feature ensures that there's offline connectivity as well, because there are certain remote areas where there is not adequate amount of internet connectivity. So accounting for that, they can do offline entries, and as soon as they get into the zone where internet is available, the data will be fetched online on its own. Thank you so much, sir. That would be my first presentation on Sampan application. So if there are any questions, then...
yeah, but there's not many questions from my side. So you see, most of the time you told us the benefits of automation. That is well understood. We know all that. See, so first of all, my query is, what is the percent of children who have been identified as malnutrition, and how this entire process has helped in improving their health? Or you have just done a sort of, you have developed an app and that's it where you are now as of now. That earlier you were not having real data of the malnutrition children. Now you are at least confidently say that yes, we are having these many malnutrition children, and this is our roadmap to check that.
Yes, sir. So just to give you an insight into the same.
Very briefly, you tell, is it that you have
Yes,
worked anything on improving their health, or it is just a exercise as of now, developing an app?
So no, so actually our intervention was not just confined to identification of children. Thank you so much for that question, sir. In fact, so there are several government benefits that come to a person post identification of a malnourished children, which is like double diet under the supplementary nutrition program. Then of course there is a component of facility based management for children who require medical support, wherein they get free treatment. Fortunately, there was no such case after our Rashtriya Bal Suraksha Karyakram, doctors had gone to the field and worked with the children. But what we did figure out was when we give double diet for a particular amount of months to these children, then nutritional status improves. First, they enter the moderately acute malnourished category, and then they enter the normal category of children. So it did help us in intervening on those terms also and containing the menace of malnutrition. So.
Anyway, what is the percentage of malnutrition children you have?
So overall, so I can, so percentage in the district, I think I won't be able to give because I would require the data of the entire children who are not even enrolled in our Anganwadi centers between the age of 0 to 6 years.
I think basically that should be your starting point. Unless you know that, say, how severe is the problem, that is important, no? Unless you know that your 20% children or 30% children are malnutrition, then only you can plan for their wellness, no?
So in fact,
anyhow, just think over it.
It's
not a time to discuss this.
Yes,
I've just made an observation.
So the scale of the occurrence of malnourishment has been projected on the screen in front of you for your reference. And even if we get one case, we do not deal in percentage points, because even if we get one case, that is a priority area, even if it is as minuscule as 0.1%. And seeing an increase from a figure of 10 to 358, so we knew that it definitely was a priority area for the district administration of Roopnagar, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Mr. Tushar,
Yes, sir.
You have seen the jump in phenomenal jump in the SAM and MEM cases.
Yes, sir.
From 10 to 358, and there is 130% in MEM cases also, which means you
Yes,
have
sir.
to meet additional resources. You have to have more resources to for a proper intervention to take care of them. So how did you have handled such large scale improvement in the medical interventions?
So
Or nutritional interventions?
Thank you so much for the question, sir. In fact, what the government mandate says is that when a child is categorized as severely acute malnourishment, straight away the government only sends double diet for that particular child post identification of that child as a severely acute malnourished case. So firstly, the nutritional support was ensured by the Department of Women and Child Development themselves. They do have adequate amount of funding to provide that kind of support as well. So the district did not have to just carve out any funds separately for the same. And when we talk about medical support, so there is a scheme in the Department of Health, wherein if there is any medical support that is required for a child in the age group of 0 to 6 years, and who is categorized as severely malnourished, then he or she will get free treatment at the district hospital. So overall, we were just facilitators in this entire process. The district administration of Roopnagar, our role was quite key to ensure that these particular benefits that are already existing in government schemes were reaching out to our end beneficiaries, sir.
So do you, if your app also track that they have got treatment at medical college, medical hospital, or in some cases?
So our role is, the Anganwadi workers' role is limited to identification of children and categorization of children as malnourished. After that, the Rashtriya Bal Suraksha Karyakram takes up. And so Rashtriya Bal Suraksha Karyakram doctors are quite proficient in dealing with data sets. We were not facing any challenge as such on that front. That is the reason that we just confined this application to be used by Anganwadi workers. The traceability, yes, sir, of course, there is, it is pretty much there, because once we have identified the cases, we have Excel sheets that are available to us. And we, the district program office does follow up, that looks after the women and child development schemes. They do follow up regarding the nutritional status and the medical support that is being provided to each child that has been identified through this application, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.